Olivia Wilde, a renowned actress, director, and producer, has been at the forefront of advocating for gender equality in Hollywood. Recently, she took the stage at the prestigious Red Sea International Film Festival in Saudi Arabia to share her thoughts on the challenges faced by women in the film industry. Her speech resonated with many who have experienced or witnessed the systemic gender bias that has been entrenched in Hollywood for decades. In her address, Wilde focused on the long-standing disparities between the opportunities afforded to men and women in film, highlighting the need for a shift in how society views and nurtures female talent in the industry. One of the key points Wilde made was centered around the stark contrast in expectations for young boys and girls who are passionate about movies. I think for many young women, when we love movies as little girls, we're told, "Oh, you should be an actress," she said. This comment draws attention to the traditional roles that women have been expected to fill in the entertainment industry. Historically, women have been encouraged to pursue acting and often relegated to playing supporting or stereotypical roles, whereas men, particularly those with a passion for film, have been directed towards the more powerful and creative positions of director, producer, or writer. Wilde's statement shines a light on this discrepancy, where young boys who express an interest in movies are often encouraged to think bigger, to lead, and to take on roles that allow them to shape the narrative. For young girls, however, the dream is typically confined to on-screen performances, rather than being empowered to shape the stories behind the camera. This divide, according to Wilde, has a profound impact on the careers of women in Hollywood. She firmly believes that the bias isn't rooted in a lack of interest or talent among audiences. Instead, it is a result of outdated perceptions held by studios, financiers, and those in positions of power. Movies directed by women don't make less money. It's not the audience's problem. It's the financiers. It's the studios. Wilde remarked, pointing out that female filmmakers face a unique set of challenges when it comes to financing and distribution. Despite the growing recognition of talented women directors and the success of their films, there is still a tendency for studios to view projects led by women as risky. This bias often leads to fewer opportunities for women to direct high-budget or high-profile projects, even though their films have proven to be successful both commercially and critically. Wilde's stance on the matter is a call for change in how the industry views women directors. She believes that it is time for the studios and financiers to recognize the value of female-led films and the potential for them to perform just as well as films directed by men. However, she also acknowledges that the problem extends beyond financial backing. It is deeply embedded in how women are raised to view their own potential. I think we need to raise women to believe that they are allowed to take up space, that they're allowed to be leaders, Wilde asserted. This sentiment is at the heart of Wilde's advocacy for gender equality in the entertainment industry and beyond. For her, it is not just about giving women equal opportunities, but also about instilling a sense of self-worth and leadership from a young age. In her conversation, Wilde also touched upon the societal expectations placed on women, particularly in leadership roles. It's difficult to run a production, and it's difficult for men too, but as women, we're sort of told that we should, in many ways, constantly apologize for our existence. And as a director, you can't do that, she explained. Wilde's insight into the pressures women face in leadership positions in the film industry underscores a larger societal issue. Women, particularly in male-dominated fields like filmmaking, often feel the need to downplay their accomplishments and assertiveness. There is an expectation that they should be more humble and less confident, as if to avoid being labeled as difficult or unlikable. For women directors like Wilde, this mindset can be especially damaging, as it runs counter to the qualities necessary to succeed in the highly demanding and competitive world of filmmaking. A director must have confidence, vision, and the ability to lead a team, qualities that are often undervalued or criticized in women. Wilde's personal experience as a director has provided her with invaluable insights into the challenges women face when they take on leadership roles. As the director of Don't Worry, Darling and the producer of various projects, Wilde has been at the center of a cultural conversation surrounding the treatment of women in Hollywood. She recognizes the difficulty of managing a film set, particularly as a woman in an industry that has historically been dominated by men. Yet, she is adamant that women should be encouraged to embrace leadership roles and to do so without feeling the need to apologize for their existence. I think that it's about shifting the way that we raise women to consider how they should behave and to encourage that kind of fearlessness, Wilde remarked. This idea of fearlessness is something Wilde believes is crucial for women in Hollywood. She advocates for a world where young girls are not only encouraged to dream big, but are also given the tools and support to chase those dreams without fear of failure or judgment. In her view, women should not feel compelled to tone down their ambitions or compromise their authority. This perspective aligns with the broader movement towards female empowerment in all industries, a movement that encourages women to break through the glass ceilings that have long limited their professional and personal growth. Wilde also touched on a related topic during her speech, discussing the impact of fame on creativity. As someone who has been in the public eye for many years, Wilde is keenly aware of the pressures that come with fame, particularly for artists. The damage that does to an artist is profound because you stop being as fearless. I think once you fear that you will be judged, you become self-conscious in a way that has never been good for any artist, she said. The constant scrutiny that comes with being a public figure can be stifling for creative expression, leading artists to second-guess themselves and fear the judgment of others. This fear, Wilde believes, can prevent artists from taking risks and exploring new ideas, which are essential for creative growth. For Wilde, the solution to this dilemma is simple. Artists must remain true to themselves and their work, regardless of the external pressures they face. Whether as an actress, director, or producer, Wilde has continually pushed the boundaries of what is expected of women in the film industry. She has become a powerful voice for gender equality and creative freedom, using her platform to advocate for a more inclusive and empowering Hollywood. Olivia Wilde's remarks at the Red Sea International Film Festival are a reminder that the fight for gender equality in Hollywood is far from over. While significant progress has been made in recent years, there is still much work to be done. Women in the film industry continue to face systemic barriers, whether in securing financing for their projects, gaining access to leadership roles, or dealing with the societal expectations placed on them. Wilde's call for change, both in how women are raised to view their potential and in how the industry perceives them, offers a vision for a more equitable future. As more women like Wilde speak out and lead the charge for change, there is hope that Hollywood will become a place where women can thrive, lead, and create without fear of judgment or bias. The path forward requires both individual courage and collective action, and Wilde's commitment to challenging the status quo is an inspiration for all who believe in a more inclusive and fair industry.